Welcome on in. I'm The Crow Show. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. I stream at twitch.tv/The Crow Show. Today, I wanted to talk to you about when you should be streaming on Twitch. I think I've found the formula and I'm going to be applying it in 2020. I've got some results with a very small sample size, but I'm really excited to try it out. So this will probably be the part one of a series of when you should be streaming on Twitch. I challenge you to try it out yourself, and it's a website called Gnome, and it's a tool that every streamer should be using to analyze your statistics and maybe try to find a sweet spot for when you should be streaming on Twitch. So let's jump into it right now. I kind of want to cut Wednesday night stream, to be honest. We've experienced some really good results switching to early Saturday morning. I believe there are ways that we can do research to find out when the best time to stream is. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm testing that theory by streaming Saturday mornings. So I've had really good results. The first Saturday, both Saturdays actually, I think people were still not aware that I streamed that early on Saturday mornings. People still showed up. People were there. We got some new follows. We got some new people in the community. I'm going to show you something. Let's talk about schedules. How I decided to change my schedule to drop the Tuesday and start Saturday mornings early as a test. And the test so far is really, we've got a very small sample size, but I'm really excited. My main game though right now is Dead by Daylight. Now, so if we search Dead by Daylight, this is a website called sullygnome.com. So if we look at Dead by Daylight, let's say, no, you know what? Let's do 14 days because we've been on the new schedule about 2 weeks. Now, if you look at this, it's kind of overwhelming at first. Here's Dead by Daylight viewers. I'm not really concerned with viewers. Dead by Daylight channels between Wednesday and Tuesday, the first. Let's expand this here. I started stream at 7 a.m. There's 766 channels live at that time. Now, if you look at this graph, you can very clearly see it's not the least amount of channels. The least amount is at 2 a.m. So I went live at 7. Look at that. There's 766 channels live. But as you get later into the morning, it keeps climbing. And I end at about 11 a.m. And I kind of designed it that way because look, there's more people getting on and streaming Dead by Daylight at that time. And at 1 p.m. it peaks out. So there's 1,100 Dead by Daylight streamers live at the time. 7 a.m. for me is a sweet spot because there's fewer people streaming Dead by Daylight. Wednesday night is next stream for us. So here we go. Look at that. 5 p.m. on Wednesday night is when it peaks out. 885 channels streaming. 7 p.m. is when it starts to drop off a little bit at 6. Next is 7 p.m. and then it just starts dropping. 7 p.m. all the way till 11. Now, do you see my strategy here? I start on Saturday mornings. I start out when there's very few channels streaming Dead by Daylight. And as it gets higher, I stop streaming. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. I start streaming as the channels start to quit. Because on the West Coast or East Coast, it's 10 p.m. at that time. People need to go to sleep. Friday night stream. Let's go look at Friday night. So here's 7 p.m. 8 p.m. is the peak of the number of people streaming. I'm starting right as it clips out. And then as time goes on, fewer channels are streaming Dead by Daylight. And when I end stream, it's at about 604 channels streaming. So if we look at my Saturday, when I start, that's, it's 766. And when I end on Friday, there's 604 channels streaming. And things, I do get people browsing Dead by Daylight streams and they're like, yo, you're playing Dead by Daylight. Cool. I'm going to check you out. And I think a big reason for it is I've got a camera, got the cool nano panels, and my stream generally looks really good. Take to the next morning. Look at this, 561 channels playing Dead by Daylight at 7 a.m. And then it climbs. And at about 11 a.m., that's when I pop out. So you see like where I start and where I end up. It's like, okay, it's getting busy here. Let's piece the fuck out. Twitch is not the most discoverable platform. We all know this. This is not a secret, but there are ways you can kind of put yourself in a better position. And when you start these streams at these peaks, when you're streaming during these peaks, you're making it less likely people will find you. If you want to be discovered on Twitch, you have to do it through YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Look at this. Oh my God. Late morning, early afternoon is when everybody's playing Dead by Daylight. If you look at Sully Gnome and you look for a game, you can get an idea of what to expect. Now, let's look at my channel real quick. So here we go. Saturday morning, 13 viewers. That's really good for me. Like, that's huge, actually. Wednesday, Friday, 10 and 9. Friday, 10. Saturday, 6. But that was my first Saturday. But yeah, look at this Saturday. The last Saturday, we peaked at 18. I wasn't even aware of that until I got my stream summary later on. Look at my views per hour. Pretty decent. I'm curious what Wednesdays would look like, or Tuesdays. 7 viewers. Oh my God. Yeah. So this Tuesday, I'm going back to Tuesday, November 12th. 53 people came in. We had an average of 4 viewers. Damn, that's hardcore. I think there's value here. I think that streamers really need to look at their stuff more often. I've seen other streamers say, hey, you know, you need to analyze your numbers, but like, what does that even mean? This is one of the ways you can do it. Here's a Tuesday. We averaged 8 viewers, 89 views total. We played Disco Elysium that day. That's interesting. Here's Tuesday. 6 average viewers, 32 total. Oh my gosh, we were all over the place. We played Dead by Daylight, Fallen Order, Death Stranding, and just chatting. Let's look at this Tuesday. We've got 8 average viewers, 80 total follows, playing Life is Strange 2. This is a December, so we had 11 average viewers, 21 peak, and 101 views. We don't really have the biggest sample yet for Saturdays, but Saturdays look very promising. This is the second Saturday, 13 average viewers. We peaked at 18. So I think there's real potential here in changing my schedule and just changing the way I think about when to stream. Because it's so important, man. It is so important. You're competing with so many things, so many people. The biggest reason I switched, why I abandoned Tuesday night stream, is because all my friends were streaming at that time. So we have a lot of crossover for viewers and friends, and it was time to I was like, okay, I'll hit the eject button.